But it's worth a question as to why Mesa County commissioners have the ability to oversee all public health contracts when they only fund a tiny portion of the budget. Now let's swing on over to District B, where it's a much tighter race between the two candidates, as you can see right here, looking to represent District B.
Michael, what's changed?
Well, Chad, if you remember from last time we reported on this, Adam Frisch had an overwhelming lead in District 3, and after a full year of reporting, here's what I found. If you come over, if you follow me over to the wall, you'll see Adam Frisch has broken that $10 million mark. Once you're done doing your business, all you gotta do is right in this red bin, they got sawdust, which not only helps speed up the composting process, it also makes it not smell at all in here.
Now, our Michael Logerwell is standing outside Mesa County Elections HQ with the latest. Michael?
Chad, now I've watched a steady stream of people dropping off ballots and people coming in to vote behind me, but now as we're getting closer to that 7 p.m. deadline, the stream of cars and people coming in to vote is thinning out a little bit. Come this November, if you were to turn CO3 blue, something that hasn't been blue since over a decade, what would that mean to you?
Well, listen, again, I'm not focused on blue or red. I'm focused on CD3.
Now, unfortunately, one of the negatives that oftentimes comes with St. Patrick's Day is drunk driving. Now, last week, in recognition of National Women's History Month, we brought you a story on some of the incredible women who work for the Grand Junction Police Department. This week, our Jessica Livingstone spoke to other women in the force, this time in leadership roles, to find out what protect and serve means to them.
Chad, I'm standing in the 700 block of Horizon Drive, which is right where Grand Junction police say on Monday around 3 p.m., workers were clearing an irrigation ditch when they found human remains.
However, you can tell from some of the crime scene tape placement behind me that it does appear that the suspect in this case attempted to flee from the Red Roof Inn over to Scarlet Drive. Waves of wintry weather are blowing into the western slope, icing roads, decreasing visibility, and making car crashes more likely. Josephine, I know during your full forecast you said Aspen and Gunnison had all that snow, double digits. We're not going to be getting anything like that this weekend in Grand Junction, are we? And now, Josephine, I know today is Wednesday. People are starting to look towards that weekend. Would you say this is a good weekend to head up to Powderhorn?
I would. I was thinking about it myself. What about you, Michael? I don't know. Do you know how to ski? Do you know how to snowboard?
So I snowboard a little, but, you know, I need that soft snow so I don't hurt myself. And tonight, federal law enforcement officers are still looking for the person responsible for dumping renovation supplies you see here at a wildlife refuge. Rogelio Mars has more. Western Slope, this is the correct way to protect your eyes. No sunglasses, don't just look straight into the sun, don't just use reading glasses. Get some of these special eclipse glasses. They will save your eyes. More than 30 people sat in courtroom 7, several of them wearing custom-made t-shirts to remember the victim in this case, 14-year-old Nicholas Crow. This morning, we learned staff members found 28-year-old Scott Stevenson unresponsive in his room around 5 p.m. Saturday, July 15th at Mesa County Community Corrections. How likely is it that we actually end up with this huge connectivity of wolves that spans the Rocky Mountains?
That's a great question, Michael. And I think the reality is...
Still, it is cold outside. Make sure when you go outside, you got a nice warm coat, you got hat, gloves, before you jump on in.
It's so cold. But hey, don't laugh at that time. I saved 10 minutes off my personal best from the last time I ran a 5K. You can see me right here crossing the finish line in 2007 when I was 7 years old. He's been playing with everyone in the office. Oh, hi, baby. So I guess what would you recommend for who is this type of dog perfect for? Now, cherry blossoms, guys, they're one of my favorite plants. And up in the nation's capital, where you're seeing right here, they are in full bloom.
What I do is help people as far as mental health, addiction, help them kind of get the right tools, the right direction.
Dr. Marty Amos started Amos Counseling over a decade ago in 2012 with her daughter.
Little house on Ute Avenue, just her and I, and then we brought another counselor aboard, and it's just systematically grown from there.
But the growth of Amos Counseling has been anything but methodical.
Then we opened what's called recovery coaching,
where Amos Counseling employees support people out in the community one-on-one.
Then we quickly realized that people could use that sober environment.
So Amos Counseling bought 4 houses where they provide basic needs and help people get jobs, while providing shelter.
Recently, I recognized that I had a lot of people who would come in. We have a shelf out in front, and it's just some basic peanut butter bread, and people were coming in more and more and just taking stuff off, not even clients. Or sleeping on my property at night. We had a lot of tents that were coming, people sleeping on the balcony just trying to get out of the weather.
So Marty decided she needed to do even more.
So what we did is we went to our team. Our team is amazing, and that's all of our therapists, recovery coaches, and instead of traditional raises, what we asked is, can we put that back into the business?
That's how the Hangout was born.
We open up at 3 p.m. We stay open until 9 a.m. So this is through the night. So this is those clients who had nowhere to go. They were sleeping in the parks. They were sleeping on sidewalks.
But this is more than just a place to hang out.
They come in, they get food, they take a hot shower. We put a laundry service in there because how important it is to have a clean shirt.
The Hangout opened in August of 2023, and it's already making a difference.
Last year, it was said that 22 people died of hypothermia in this valley. That should never have happened. So we opened the Hangout so no one died. So far, no one has been reported of dying from hypothermia.
The Hangout is only one of the ways Amos Counseling helps our community. It's nearly impossible to quantify how many lives Marty Amos has saved or how much time she's given to help others. So why does she do it? Why does she give so much? And with plans for expansion in the future, including another Hangout spot, why does she continue to do it?
I grew up with an alcoholic father and could never understand. Like, he would say, I'm going to quit drinking, I love you, I'm going to do this, but he never could make that threshold. And so growing up, I was kind of bitter. And then in college, I didn't start off to be a therapist. It just happened that way. I just one day volunteered and went, hold on, maybe I should be a therapist, and really got to understand this community. And when they say they're struggling, they really are struggling. It's not just a, if you love me, you can quit thing.
And that's why Marty Amos is one of the most remarkable women on the Western Slope.
This is my motto, honestly, is love and grace. And so you see people that are struggling, instead of turning away or hoping someone else will help. For me, it's that, if not me, who?
What was your reaction when you found out you were nominated?
Whew, that was tough because I had no idea that people around me noticed that I was in the trenches with them and that it made a difference. It was very humbling.
Michael Logerwell, KREX 5 News.
Water survive.
A snowy winter transformed the Colorado into a raging river this summer. These waters have claimed the lives of 5 people so far this year, including 30-year-old Peyton Shartner.
My sister was a fun, loving person. She's the most unique person I've ever met.
Peyton's brother, Michael, told us about her tragic drowning on July 15th.
They had visually inspected the water and determined that it looked safe enough to go in there.
Peyton and her mother went to Palisade to kayak that stretch of the Colorado River.
My sister had a life vest. She was asked to wear one. My mother did ask her to wear one. My sister chose not to wear a vest because she was concerned about her tan lines.
The consequences of that decision also caught her family and friends in its undercurrent.
She had 2 young daughters, one of them 3, one of them that was just born, that are now without a mother because of her decision to not wear a vest.
Altogether, Peyton leaves behind 4 children. She brought a life vest with her to the river, and her mother desperately threw it out to her after she was thrown from the kayak. Peyton grabbed on, but it wasn't enough.
But at that point, it was too late. She had been pulled under the water, and the asphyxiation had began.
Her brother Michael called us at KREX because he wants to spread awareness and help make sure a similar tragedy won't strike any more families.
You could be the strongest swimmer in the world, and you are not stronger than that river. It will pull you under.
At every boat ramp to the river in Grand Junction, you'll find free life jackets available thanks to the Save a Life program.
We have to explain to these younger children, especially, over and over again, that their mom's gone, because they cannot grasp that concept. And had she worn a vest, she would have very likely made it out of that river.
In lieu of flowers, Peyton's family is asking that you donate to the Mesa County Search and Rescue Swiftwater team. First on the Western Slope, Michael Logerwell, KREX 5 News.